Yeah, hello guys, welcome back again. Yeah, Timo Starboy, Reality Talk TV. Yeah, so we bring it again. Emefiele, Godwin Emefiele, he was arrested again. What a lawless country. What a lawless country. We don't know what is going on in this country. We are telling you people, when you are arresting Emefiele, you should arrest Buhari because they are the co-conspirator. So why are you leaving one hand and judging the other hand? You're supposed to judge the both. Why are you leaving Buhari and judging this man because of cash crunch problem or whatever, or I don't know what is his offense? So what kind of a judgment? What kind of a lawless country is this? This is what we've been talking about. This is what we've been talking about. Lawless country, lawless people, animal people.
Fine. We
anyway, sorry, not yet. So I will play this video, but not yet. I just want to talk a little bit. What kind of a judiciary system we have? What kind of a judiciary system? What kind of a justice are they playing in Nigeria? Because I cannot begin to understand these people. These people, they call themselves APC or whatever, that they are in government. It's just meant to be punishing people lawlessness, because there's a law there. You need to abide by the law, by the rule of law. You can't just say you are a big man. When they set somebody free, they say, okay, there is a bail, money to pay and get out, but you will refuse. Because you are a president, you will refuse that it is your own power will sustain, not a court of law again. Who are you to be? Who are you? Please don't flag this my program. Please don't flag it. Don't flag it. It's not a copyright. So I'm just talking to Nigeria leaders because they don't get it. They don't get it at all. We are just telling them on and on, just to be telling them what they need to do. And it seems that their head is blocked. Even their brain is blocked. So what kind of a ruling people are they? What kind of a government are they ruling? They tell you, these people, you should set them free. You should grant bail for them. But you will arrest them, put them in your cage, and be punishing them as if they don't have a life to live. You say this man is against the law. We accept it. But treat this man according to the law. You don't need to be inventing pain to others, or you'll be creating another law from your hand. Just because you are a president, or you are what? Because you have a power to do so. Who is above law? It's like you are outlaw, You are acting as outlaw. You don't obey the rule of law. That is what it means. I mean, the incumbent president that is there now, you need to follow the rule of law if you want to sustain that your regime. Because we say no. It is rule of law that will prevail. You cannot just be treating people as if they are your slave, or this and you are slave master, They are on your shoe. You'll be matching them anyhow. Anyway, guys, let me play this video for you. Let me play it before, we analyze again, This is so outrageous and so ridiculous. Every time you just bring in all this kind of joke news, Shady. Let's go.
The court proceedings started, and
this is from Arrest TV.
Story.
Okay.
So first, we'll go to the substance of the matter. Then I'll also say something centered around nation building. So my take will be in two parts.
Thank you.
Number one,
thank you for likeness.
Of the matter. This case has been on for a while.
God will bless you. Bless your home.
December last year, the DSS tried arresting Emefiele. Another drama ensued that never really made public media.
You are welcome. You are welcome.
And eventually came back to the
welcome
country.
to the platform.
He
just share and leave your comment.
And when they went to court, the court told
share and leave your comment.
Enough, based on terrorism charges.
Okay.
Finally,
told me, Esther, you are welcome once again.
And they arrested him. They talked about
God will bless your home.
After keeping him in detention under ACJA for a while, they've not been able to see anything. Hence the charge of illegal possession of firearm. Which, when you also look at it and extrapolate, you'll see that there are many non-state actors that are brandishing firearms everywhere, but the DSS can't pick them up. So this looks a little slanted to me. And that continued until Emefiele went to court. I think it was on the 13th of July that the court ruled that you either take him to court or you let him out on bail. That was pushed forward till today. The bail application was served, the government prosecutor, in Kiru Nebo, and she said she had not seen it. And they haggled back and forth. Finally, the justice gave bail 20 million with a surety in Lexington with a landed property in Lagos. But once you give somebody, obviously, a bail, the correctional facility should pick him up till he perfects the bail. The DSS claimed they got orders from above, and they should keep him and ensure his safety and security. There was a brouhaha, a scuffle, a slugfest, that the DSS official actually manhandled the correctional prison services official in the public glare of the world media. We made a fool and a mockery of ourselves. You can see two government officials.
This is what we are talking about.
Pulling each other just because of one man.
Injustice in Nigeria is too much.
And Emefiele had to say, okay, we can't allow this continue.
Injustice.
They've taken him back to whatever destination they've taken him to. All of this is happening. The DSS keeps saying they got order from above. Order from above to violate court order, right? To violate the rule of law.
That is what they mean.
Is that the order from above we get? Let me now speak as a patriot. Truth has to be said. You see, whatever we make of this democracy, posterity will judge all of us. And we need to be careful with the things we do. It is sad that it is at a time that people that fought for democracy and called Abacha a dictator, it is at that time that we are seeing all of this happen. And let's be careful. I feel very sad for Nigeria. Democracy was asphyxiated yesterday, was gasping for breath like George Floyd. We suffocated the rule of law, but we should do better. Our national anthem says, "Oh God of creation, direct our noble cause and guide our leaders right, but help the youth the truth to know. In love and honesty to grow and living in just and true." Did we live in just and true with our activities yesterday?
It's only mouth.
With lofty heights attained to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign.
Exactly.
Every time we read the pledge of this country, and we say we pledge Nigeria country to uphold its glory and honor and unity. Did the things we do to democracy and the rule of law yesterday uphold the glory, the honor of our democracy? That a court will rule, grant somebody bail, correctional facility up to pick him up, correctional facility is there to pick him up, the DSS tears the uniform of the correctional facility.
Okay, what are the issues at stake? Yesterday, after another court had ruled that Godwin Emefiele, the suspended chairman, governor of the central bank, should be arraigned in court or allowed to go if there are no charges against him. The DSS, Department of State Services, came forward and said, indeed, there are charges. And yesterday, they arraigned him in court. What are the charges? Section 4 of the Firearms Act, dealing with illegal possession of firearms.
Thanks.
Section 8
Love you.
of the same
Love you all.
Firearms Act, dealing with illegal possession, as they claim, of 123 rounds of ammunition. They said they found with him a Jotov Magnum A371 and then 123 rounds of ammunition without license. Okay? So yesterday, the DSS went for that and obeyed the order of the other court and arraigned him at the Federal High Court, the Court of Justice, Nicholas Owebo, yesterday. Now, under Section 162 of ACAJA, the Administration of Criminal Justice Act of 2015, Emefiele is entitled to bail.
Yeah.
The learned judge, following what the law says, granted bail. He went a step further and said the accused person should be remanded at the Ikoyi prison. But the DSS, in their wisdom, decided to overrule the court in the court premises. And we had a drama yesterday of the DSS fighting the officials of the Department of Correctional Services, the DCOS, resulting in a situation where the squadron leader of that team had his clothes torn, and there was so much furore in the environment. And we were told that there was an order from above coming from the Controller General of the Correctional Services, telling his men to stand down and allow the men of the DSS to go with Godwin Emefiele. These are the facts of the matter, the background. Now, what are the issues? The issues are as follows. When they teach law, they teach law students IRAC, what they call IRAC. So I'm trying to apply the IRAC rule. So what are the issues now? The issues are as follows. One, you find a situation whereby a judge of the High Court gave a ruling and said this man should be remanded in the Ikoyi prison. And then you find an agency of government overruling the court. That is shameful. It is disgraceful.
Very disgraceful.
It is abominable. It is unacceptable.
Yeah.
And we even found in the situation lawyers taking video. Yeah, okay, maybe they were helpless.
Very ridiculous acting in the court of
the
law.
Nigerian judiciary.
Very ridiculous.
At the end of the day, the DSS imposed its will on the court. And what did they say? They said, order from above. Who gave that order? That's the second point. Who is the person who has the effrontery to desecrate the integrity of the premises of the Nigerian judiciary, which we have always said is the last hope of the common man?
Yeah.
That person must be identified. Even if he's the president, he has committed an abominable offense. Who gave that order?
Our president is not obey the law.
The court. Now the DSS.
He's not obey the rule of law.
The DSS should be told in
Let's tell him
that the Department of
the man is a criminal.
Is not above the laws of the land.
Yeah.
They can't overrule the courts. I know they did it under Buhari. I think President Tinubu has an obligation to make sure that that tradition is not continued.
Exactly.
You can't overrule a court of law. Now, what the DSS officials said, as quoted by Joseph Biodun Daudu, JB Daudu, lead counsel, is that, there was an order and they already have a magistrate court order to rearrest Godwin Emefiele.
What a ridiculous
cannot overrule
what a ridiculous judgment.
High Court.
Eh?
One of the things they teach elementary law students is about the hierarchy of courts.
Thanks.
How can you say you have an order from a magistrate court and the order from a magistrate court overrules a high court? They will destroy this institution called judiciary if they continue like this. My next point is
our judges, they are ridiculous.
The various agencies. Okay, the DSS, when they are in their full mind, they were carrying sophisticated weapons and all of that. But the court had given that clear directive to the Correctional Services Department. But the DSS, in their wisdom, overwhelmed, overawed. So when President Tinubu talks about synergy among the agencies, what we saw clearly yesterday was the absence of synergy.
Yeah.
So we are not even safe. Nobody can expect the rule of law if you have agencies of government fighting over territory and overruling the courts of the land, that means that President Tinubu is presiding over chaos.
Yeah.
And that is one thing that he has to address, putting the matter exactly as it is. At the end of the day, what is important is a point made by, again, I quote J.B. Daudu, former SAN, former president of the NBA.
Thank you.
About the rule of law. The only way all of us can succeed in this environment is to have the rule of law prevailing.
Exactly. That is what we are talking about.
That
is what we are talking about here.
The editor of
the rule of law must prevail.
Newspaper, who had written ahead of this disgraceful, shameful drama that we saw yesterday about the imperative of the rule of law. What we saw that yesterday was not just a desecration of the temple of justice, it was also a violation of the rule of law. President Tinubu must make a commitment. In fact, there must be a response from the presidency to this, to show a commitment to the rule of law. A judge will say something and give a ruling,
and they will turn
some
it.
kind of characters, unknown characters. They may say they are wearing DSS uniforms and acting on orders from above. But in this context, these are agents of the state who we do not expect to behave like thugs, gangsters, bandits.
They were behaving like that.
We are criticizing non-state actors. We are saying some non-state actors are misbehaving. If officials of state, agents of state, if they behave like they are motopark touts and bandits and gangs, then what do you expect non-state actors to do? Non-state actors will just say, this is the norm. We do not want a situation where banditry, gangsterism, a violation of the rule of law is the norm under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. He owes us that obligation to protect the rule of law. That's the ultimate implication of the oath of office and the oath of, allegiance that he took when he assumed office on May 29, 2023. This should not happen under his watch. If it happens under his watch, we will call him out. We will not stay with the ordinary boys behaving like bandits, saying they are acting on orders from above. Orders from above simply means the buck stops at Tinubu's table.
Absolutely.
He has to take responsibility for it.
Absolutely. Just to continue from there in terms of what happened yesterday, in the history of the judiciary in Nigeria, and perhaps this particular government, yesterday, the 25th of July 2023, will certainly go down in history. And it is history that must not repeat itself in this nation. We have to recognize the fact that the world is watching. Yesterday we had a conversation around Nigeria being the giant of Africa, the jewel of Africa, or if it ever was. Especially with regards to how it's viewed in terms of around the world. And then a show of
giant of Africa is a joke.
Disgraceful, embarrassing, should make you weep really when you watch that video and imagine that this is a democracy. This is a nation. This
they have killed our democracy. All these bastards.
This impunity or reign of impunity can continue.
All these
people have condemned the actions.
non-entities.
Without saying, as expected, lawyers, politicians, stakeholders, statesmen,
all these
have
jokers
come out to call out the
they have destroyed our land with all this their impunity acting
around the president's commitment and his
nonsense
people to upholding democracy and the rule of law. And he said, after the proceedings which took place yesterday, we will know. He would then be able to speak because it will be clear that the president is for and will protect democracy and the rule of law. Obviously, yesterday was a clear answer to that question. Beyond that, the fact that the presidency has remained quiet for close to 24 hours after that show of shame is a message in itself. And it's a message that Nigerians should not be willing to take lightly, because if the president hasn't said anything with regards to one of its agents, an agent of government, then there's a big challenge there. I hope we can see the magnitude of what we have before us, because it's not just about this case, as we have said a number of times. It is the hope for the common Nigeria, the ordinary Nigerian. If a personality like a former governor or suspended governor of the CBN can be treated in such manner by an agent of government in terms of justice and fairness, then what's the hope of the common man in Nigeria? What's the hope of people who are going to about their legitimate duties and hoping that the courts will come to the rescue? If the court is not upheld, if democracy must work, it's not just the strength and the power of the executive or the strength and the power of the legislature. We must have a strong and independent judiciary. If not,
Exactly.
we're joking. If not, we haven't even begun to cut or scratch what it means to be in a democratic institution, a democratic government. And then when we look at the other side in terms of the signal it sends to the international community, if you want people to come in to invest in your nation, part of the measures you must put in place is that they are assured that institutions work in the nation. What we think is just an isolated case has ripple effects. The president cannot say he's going around different countries and his vice to attract foreign investment when we are not ready.
We are not ready
Our
at all.
language and the state of the economy does
We are not ready with the
demonstrate
rule of
at all
law.
in the international community that we're ready to do business. If the
All
courts can be
these
so
so-called
violated in terms of disrespect
politicians,
in this manner, then what hope do people who have
they are scallywags
matters to go before the courts have? No hope at all. So beyond this, there must be an outcry. We must hear from the president. We must hear from the presidency as to their state and position. And then the calls by politicians like Mr. Emefiele, who said that the president must also act to suspend erring officers, particularly the head of the DSS, Mr. Yusuf Bichi. He's not a stranger, and this is not the first time the DSS has acted in like manner. So there must be consequences. If not,
Exactly.
impunity will continue to reign. 2 months into this administration and a number of issues such as this, it does not all go well for this particular administration.
So that is it. So guys, so that is the video. It ended there. So as we are talking, these our so-called gullible leaders, these Caliwas leaders, we must tackle their problem. We must tackle their problem because we cannot leave them like this, to be malfunctioning their way, It cannot stand. All this, their impunity acting, impunity idea. We don't want any dictatorship from all these, our leaders. They need to obey the rule of law. That is what we are talking about here. Any country that doesn't act on the rule of law is a disaster. It's a chaos, It's a chaos. It's anarchy. Anarchy will take place. It's a sin city. Because if you are not obey the rule of law, if you are not obey your justice, your court of law, that means anarchy will started and it will not end. It will not end well. So they should get it into their skull. We are calling them out. You cannot be overruled on the court of law just because you have a power or you say you are a chief of armed staff or whatever. Your power should be limited. Your power should be limited when it comes to the rule of law. I hope they are getting it. So please send this message to them, especially the incumbent president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Let it hear us. We don't need all this order for above. That is nonsense. It's nonsense. It's nonsense. We have a rule of law, and you must treat the judiciary system the way it is. Treat the human being as human being, not like animals. You cannot just be picking people and saying that order from above. What kind of order from above is this? The rule that tie you down, it's the rule that tie me down, because we are the same citizen. We are the same human being. The blood is running in our vein. not water, not gasoline. So we should treat ourselves as such. Not that we will be saying that order from above. When the rule of law has taken place, they accept the man free. Just like Nnamdi Kanu, case. They set him free. They say he has no court. He has no anything to answer. And you still kept the man there. What's your problem? What is your problem? Jagaban. Jagaban. Are you living a legacy of your party? That is Buhari. Is that what you are leading on? Is that what you are leading on? Because you say that you will continue where it stopped. So we don't understand. If what is your own taking, we know what to deal with you. We are not joking here. We mean business. We are serious. So all this kind of your order from above must be go down. We don't want impunity acting. So that is it. Anyway, guys, leave your comment. Let me know what you think about this video, because the injustice is still continuing in Nigeria, and we will not let it be. In as much as we are still onto their neck, we are still holding them on their neck. We want them to be everything be justified. Let there be justice for everything. You cannot be ruling like a slave master. Say everybody must bow for you. You will be stepping on them. It can never be. It can never stand. We say so. So my viewers, I thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sharing too. So Ewa Tomi Easter, you are very welcome. And Chris Vincent, you are very welcome. Thank you. And others, let me scroll down and see if I can acknowledge some other. Okay, Charles, Chris, welcome to the platform. So thank you so much. I appreciate your concern. I appreciate your watching and sharing and your comment. So it's highly welcome. Thank you so much. So next time, tomorrow, by the grace of God, we shall meet in peace, not in pieces. So I will be updating you again. So my name is Timo Starboy Channel Blogs on Facebook, Timo Starboy Reality Talk TV on YouTube, on Twitter, Timothy Oladipo 1 at Timothy Oladipo 1. So thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye. Mwah. Love you. I love you all. I love you. I cannot love you less. Bye.